when it's low and hard to a goalkeeper, it's so hard to get down. That's what goalkeepers say. When he pulled out that save, with the others as well, you're just like, wow, what an absolute
He was fantastic.
How about this tweet? Sometimes no matter what you do, the other team is just better than you for 45 minutes. Then that happens. You better also hope to God that you've got the holy goalie on your side, Alisson Becker. You wonderful man. I think there'll be a lot of Reds that are feeling very grateful for him. That performance by Alisson as a United fan wowed me. I mean,
wow,
no
for a United fan to say that about a Liverpool goalkeeper?
I mean, true. And no matter who you're a fan of, you've got to enjoy watching that. Even the smile after, the way that his teammates celebrated with him says it all. Here's a look at the shots that he had to suffer through today. 27 to 10 and 1 on target. Credit to PSG, Nigel, on the other side of that. Will they walk away from this just thinking, wow, if it wasn't for Alisson, we would have had God knows how many tonight? It's
difficult. I think for a side like PSG and what they're chasing, the experience they've got, they won't be happy with it because they know they should have won. Because it's hard to go to Anfield. We've seen how Anfield have special nights when it comes to Champions League as well. There's something special about Anfield and the crowd and going to Liverpool. So they know they've already got a mountain to climb. They just have to be disappointed in themselves for not putting the ball into the back of the net. You can dominate all you want. This is the beauty of football. This is what I like. You can dominate, and we've both had experiences in playing in games like that where we've dominated. But at the end of the day, all people remember is who won. And that's Liverpool right now. They weren't great. They couldn't keep the ball. They couldn't really muster any real attacking threat. No attempts on PSG's goal. But they still got that one moment, that one chance. They took it. And Paris Saint-Germain didn't take many of the chances that they created.
Credit to Liverpool, obviously, because they won ugly, and really ugly, by the way. 28% possession. They didn't even have the ball. They got dominated bad. Like they also have to look at that and say, we got dominated really bad here. So credit to them because it goes back again to the original conversation of people say, oh, we have this system and we're Liverpool and we play this way. Right? We're not used to seeing Liverpool play that way. Maybe ever. Maybe 99% of the time we don't see Liverpool play in a defensive shell like that where they do nothing for 90 minutes. But they changed to get the result. So credit to them, for sure. If I'm PSG, when I was playing back in the day, what do? You prepare all week. You eat the right things. You do the right things. You be a good teammate. You train hard. You go to the match. You prepare the match the correct way. You try to get as much sleep the night before. You're hydrated. You go and put a performance like the one PSG did. At the end of the day, the result is the result. But they did everything.
Were they just unlucky?
They did everything perfect. The preparation, the tactics, the energy. They dominated one of the best teams in the world, if not the best team in the world at the moment. They have nothing to be ashamed of. For me, if I'm the manager, I say next game. Next game and the same. Same application, the same attitude, the same
will they have
detail.
Taken confidence at least from that game?
They probably won't feel that way because it's like a stomach blow, the result. But look at the real truth. The real truth is they played 90 minutes fantastic football. And that's all you can do at the end of the day. As a footballer, as a manager, you can put the performance there, and then in both boxes, the football gods. I know who knew Alisson was going to play like that?
But Grella,
who knew Alisson was going to play like that?
But remember what I've always said about PSG. I've always said to me for PSG, when you watch them in the early competitions and how they've been, I've always said I felt that they're still missing that goal scorer, that it factor in the final third. I know we talk about it now. Dembele's had a fantastic run of form, but again, it's been form, best form he's had pretty much his career. But when you talk about guarantee, someone you can put your money on in that Paris Saint-Germain side, it's going to take the opportunities. I still feel they're missing that. Dembele missed a big chance with Alisson's save. Should have scored that. You talk about if that falls to Harry Kane or someone else in that realm, that would have been in the back of the net, and it's a different. Barcola had a few chances. Barcola's a young lad who's still developing. But again, as talented as their front three is, whether it's Dua, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, I'll probably say Kvaratskhelia is probably the most reliant one that I would put my money on to take those chances, and he was good today.
And we weren't even sure if he was going to be in the starting lineup.
No, we wasn't, and he took his chance. You know, obviously he was offside by the heels. But again, I still always feel that Paris Saint-Germain, they've got Ramos on the bench, who's actually a striker, but he's not there. But it's been the story of them throughout the whole Champions League.
When Nigel says that, though, and when we talk about a striker, and I know we feel the same way about it because we're from the same time frame, he's talking about the guy who scores in the 2-foot goals, the goals from 3 feet, the goals between the center backs, the tap-ins, the balls that come across the box. Because he's right, because PSG puts so many across. And Dembele is almost more effective when he picks the ball up in the pocket or on the wing and he goes 1v1 and drives. But they are missing the profile. I mean, maybe Ramos is that guy for them. He is. But they were tonight where if that guy was there tonight, you would imagine that they probably would have got 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Well, we are live on YouTube. We've got another comment about Alisson. Let's have a look what everyone's saying. Just a reminder, send us your comments, get involved in the chat. I've never witnessed a masterclass of goalkeeping like today. Honoured to have watched him play. Once in a lifetime, composed performance. Wow. I mean, it really will go down as one of the great Champions League performances, won't it? And sometimes, Nige, with goalkeepers, you don't necessarily remember these moments. It feels like this is going to be one of those games that people really do reflect on and remember how good he was.
I think the whole world just witnessed probably the greatest goalkeeping performance in Champions League history. I find it hard to think of anything that I've seen better than that. And it's not just 1 or 2 saves we're talking about. We're talking about multiple saves, and it's all different styles of saves, different goalkeeping. The most difficult one I felt was the attempt, I think it was whether Dembele, one of the wingers, came in and had a shot inside and it come off a Liverpool defender's leg. And he got down with his right hand so quick, it was inside the box and pushed that away. That is the most difficult save. You're talking about how when it's low and hard to a goalkeeper, it's so hard to get down. That's what goalkeepers say. When he pulled out that save, with the others as well, you're just like, wow, what an absolute
He was fantastic. Courtois, though, Champions League final, he won Real Madrid the Champions League. So maybe not the best in history, but one of the best we've seen in a long time, for sure.
What about their chances then for this second leg? Because obviously you said today, Grella, PSG was actually the favourites at home according to the bookies. Next week it's going to be at Anfield. Liverpool have got the advantage. They're flying away in the Premier League. They've got a really nice cushion there. Do you see Liverpool advancing through this tie?
I see Liverpool advancing. If you're a gambling man, right, the odds are that Liverpool are going to go through.
Was it your Long Island bookies, yeah?
It was his own, his own odds that he made up.
I'll tell you, though, you would have got value for your money because they took, 27, 25 shot, whatever it was. I don't see, though, that Liverpool are going to have an easy time in that match. I think that if PSG apply themselves and play the same way, they won all the individual battles. I thought the fullbacks were fantastic because obviously we'll talk about the front three. They were really good. But I thought the fullbacks were fantastic in the way that they recovered and the way they got forward. And they manhandled the Liverpool players for most of the time. They stopped Mo Salah in 1v1 situations with a lot of space around them.
Quiet,
they took risks up the field. They let the famous Liverpool counterattack. They let them have it. And Liverpool still was not being able to take advantage of it because of the individual performances from PSG. And I thought they were excellent. I thought anytime you can play 90 minutes against Liverpool like that, make them look like that, I think you've got to pat yourself on the back.
Grella, with your high standards.
Liverpool in the second leg, though.
I don't think we're going to see a different Liverpool. I just want to come back with Grella with his high standards. He goes on to us about Poppy, right, about winning football matches, right? Said the fullbacks were sensational, which he's right. But football's played 90 minutes plus. Mendes is the one who doesn't track Harvey Elliott, who's ball watching and sleeping and tries to recover, the fullback you just praised, and cost his team the game today. They lost 1-0. So all that good work he's done throughout the 90 minutes, it doesn't mean anything now that you're the fullback that doesn't track your runner. Harvey Elliott gets in behind and scores.
On just him.
I'm not blaming him as individual. I'm just saying from a team dynamic.
Yeah,
we'll look at it. It's like you've had a great game today, Mendes.
Yeah,
you were sensational. But the one moment you fall asleep, that's what's cost the team.
Yeah, but if they get 1 or 2 on the other end, which when Alisson's not,
having a Superman performance.
But you know the world of football. It's not about the chances
game.
You miss. It's about the person that makes the mistake or the person that falls asleep that lets the opponent get in and score a goal. That's how it's always been with us going in the dressing room.
I mean, you could pick apart Marquinhos too. There, he loses the head ball with Nunez and he gets bodied and he falls over. And then you could also, the other three, they have the numbers there, but they shift over to help Marquinhos and they leave
I would say to
Elliott there, you know.
I agree with you. It was a fantastic tie. By no means as much as Liverpool are that special team at home at Anfield for Champions League. This tie is not over. Like Paris Saint-Germain were absolutely sensational today. Great performance.
I mean, what a miraculous turnaround it's been for PSG in the Champions League. This was a team that looked like at one point they might not even make it to the knockout round. And then, of course, they swept Brest aside in the last match.